All right, so here we are making our way through the week. Yesterday we had a pretty solid day of trading. Today, so far, no trades for me. What's been hot this week has been, well, I guess reverse splits, but we also had a SPAC on, what day was it? Tuesday? So let's see. Yesterday I uploaded a couple of Anatomy of a Trade episodes. I can share those links here with you guys. Let me grab them. So I did an Anatomy of the Trade on AURC. There were some people who were like, I didn't understand, what you saw on that one. So AURC, here is the link. AURC Anatomy of a Trade. Okay, so there's that one coming in. Hang on, let me just post this. Okay, so AURC Anatomy of a Trade right there. So that I posted yesterday, and then I did ABVC Anatomy of a Trade. ABVC, I finished up just a little over 10,000. So there's that one for you as well. All right, so hopefully you found those helpful or interesting. This morning, do we have anything that really looks fantastic? Well, leading gappers MNK. Well, also high level. Let's look at the overall market. Guys, this is impressive. So we're at 458 on the S&P. All-time high is 468. This has been, these 6 months here, it didn't, January was good, but then February we kind of gave it back. So, from basically mid-March, it has just been really strong on the overall market. So, as I mentioned yesterday, that's the overall market. And it's, of course, led by some tech stocks, that are moving higher. IWM, the small cap Russell 2000 index, is lagging behind a bit. Now, we've, of course, seen some intermittent opportunities in small caps, especially with reverse splits, special acquisition companies, Chinese IPOs. So there have been some opportunities. It hasn't been the way it was maybe during COVID or whatever, but things are picking back up. So this is good to see. All right, so that's the overall market. MNK, this one already up 73% this morning. So this is, great to see. Very happy with that. Personally, I would wait for a clean 5-minute setup on it. I'm not going to try to scalp 1-minute chart on a sub $3 stock that's sort of grinding. It's crowded. If you look at the level 2 on it, you can see how stacked it is. It's big on the ask. It's been, thick on the bid. It's a thickly traded stock. So the problem with this type of stock is that if you try to grab, a position, you're probably not going to get 10 cents a share easily. It's not going to give those gains easily. It's just too crowded, and it's just not trading that way. Of course, in contrast, something like AURC is more like at a range where with really big spreads, if it goes the way you think it's going to go, you could get a couple dollars a share. But the bigger spreads increase the risk. And then you have something maybe like a PSQH with a 5-cent spread right here. That's a little bit more tolerable. In fact, that might even be more desirable, because if that starts to squeeze up, you might be able to get 30, 40 cents, and you're risking maybe 5 to 10. So that starts to feel like a better risk to reward ratio. The first trade I took the other day on AURC was based on reading the tape. The chart itself didn't have a lot going on yet, but the stock had big spreads, and then those spreads started to get tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. And as the spreads got tighter, I felt like, wow, I can get in this thing and I'm really not taking as much risk. And the fact that the spreads were getting tighter told me that other people were bidding on the stock. Other people wanted to buy it. So anyway, so that, just to say, reiterate the importance of reading the tape. So MNK is the leading gapper. I'm not a big fan of it right now. A second leader, CTCX. This one is a SPAC merger. So it was a SPAC, special acquisition company. Sort of did that pop, but then sold off hard, 70%. Now it's bouncing up a little bit. I believe it's on short sale restriction. It is. The spreads on this one are like 3 cents right now, 2 cents. It's easy to borrow. You can see that green E right there, but CB means it's on short sale restriction. So it's kind of a funny combination. Gonna leave that one alone for right now. Tupperware, I'm not going to try to trade that one. It's got a 38 million share float. Does have room up to the 200 moving average, but leaving that alone. FEMY, cheap at 52 cents. ULBI, this one I looked at as well. I believe it's also easy to borrow. It is easy to borrow right there. A 14, 15 cent spread, 20 cent spread, nothing crazy, but easy to borrow is a little surprising considering it's a less than 10 million share float. So why are the market makers or the clearing firms making that easy to borrow? I don't know. Makes me wonder. CLS popped up, pulled back. LPCN. By the way, those of you guys tuning in on YouTube for the morning show, have you guys been enjoying the morning show? So brought the morning show back during our anniversary sale in end of May, June, and have kept it going here. We took the spring off, but I want to be able to give you guys some content. Obviously, we have our students at Day Trade Dash and Warrior Trading that are paying subscribers, so I have to give them priority, but giving you guys sort of a 30-minute watch list and sometimes some live trading. I hope you find it valuable. If you do, hitting the thumbs up is much appreciated. So thank you guys for being here. So yeah, LPCN, no, I don't see much on that right now. CLS, Tupperware. Yeah. S&P 500, again, just great to see that. We got all the way up to 459.50. About 19 minutes to the opening bell. PSQH, you can see this one popped up here, but then higher volume on the red candles. So higher volume red candles as it came back down. It's a little disappointing. AURC, sometimes with these, you get that first move up, a pullback, and then usually at some point you get a second day. You can look at EDTX. This one had the first move, pulled back, then it had another move right here, and then it kind of went crazy. And that's what I guess caught the attention of the exchange because they halted it. I think this day that it went crazy, it had no news. So they're like, why is this thing going from 20 to 80 bucks with no news? But in any case, PSQH, this one on the daily, I feel like you could get a nice big green candle in here somewhere. Maybe it's not today, but you could. Look at PWM. Big move up, pull back, and then 2 nice big green days, right? So you kind of want to keep these ones on watch because you never know when you might get a, well, I don't know if sometimes it's a dead cat bounce for PSQH. Maybe that is a dead cat bounce. For others, it's more of a first candle to make a new high. Hey, Jonathan, thank you. Okay, let's see. Well, if we sort by volume, MNK is sort of stealing the show right now. Then the rest of them are kind of lighter on volume. So MNK has got the most volume, but as I said, it sort of indicated it's not one that I really think fits within my strategy very well. It's important to know what you trade the best. So MNK, well, so you've got these nice three big green candles, then it starts to pull back and then it surges a little higher on this funny candle, which was in this 1 minute area here, and then it pulls back. Right now, you've got a low of about 216. It does feel like if this broke over, I don't know, 225, 230, it would be starting to head back up. You've got about 20 seconds left on this 5 minute candle with a high of 24. However, I I don't love that sort of false retest to the high here because it creates kind of a lopsided chart. And I don't know. There's something about that that doesn't feel quite right to me. So for right now, I'm not sure. If it was a picture perfect setup, I would probably say, all right, let's just take the risk, but it's not picture perfect right now. All right, is there anything that I may be missing that you guys like? CTCS. Oh, CTCX. Okay, sorry. Yep. Yeah, I saw that one. No, it's breaking below VWAP right now. That doesn't look so great. Yeah, I kind of like PSQH. I like the idea of it, but I don't like that these two candles are higher volume on the selling. Crossed its 200, but the 200 on the 5 minute, it's not the most used indicator. So our high on PSQH is 1384. Let's see if that comes up a little higher. LPCN. I think I looked at that. What did I not like about LPCN? It's below VWAP as well right now. Again, if these like squeeze through VWAP, all of a sudden that can change things. Like we saw that yesterday on ABVC, I think it was. But where it is right now, yeah, PSQH has been relatively light volume sort of the whole time. LPCN looks like a head and shoulders pattern. Tupperware, I've seen it. Well, check the float on it. It's 38 million shares, a little bit higher. I just don't think that that's going to be one that we're going to get anything exciting on. Yesterday's high on PSQH was 1476. So I just bought there 1,500 shares on PSQH. If you noticed, all of a sudden the spreads tightened up. So now I'm going to watch to see if it can break through 1350. My average is 1341. If we break through 1350, then we're looking for a retest of 1384. So watching up here, added at 1350, added smaller size, there's 1374. Now putting a new order at 1384 for a squeeze up to 14. So this one, you know, it's not bad. Watching this area. If we can break through 1384, then we're looking for a move up to $14 a share. So watching over 1375. Pretty high volume on this green candle. So let's see if this wants to break through 1384. 55 on the ask there. No, I'm flat on it. It's $32, whatever. So that's a break-even trade. Gave it a chance, but I put an order on the bid to buy the dip off 13. Spreads tightening up, I like. Bought down there at 1302. So buying this dip. There's 1321 on the ask. Let's see if it retests 1325, 1350. So my average is 1302. There's 1317 on the ask. $100, whatever. Small winner. Higher volumes on a green candle though, so at least there's that. This kind of, the moment of truth on this, it came up to 1374 and it needed to squeeze through new highs. And it didn't. I would still keep it on watch today. Right now, you've got a pattern that over 1384, 1385, we could still get a nice big green candle on the daily. Maybe that doesn't happen today, but it could happen. I'm looking at sort of this pattern here, the sell-off and then that green candle. I put an order on the bid at 1302 when it sold off. I was trying to buy support at 13. That wasn't a hotkey, that was a manual uh, entering. The spread's tightening up to 1330 by 1333 on PSQH is why I pressed the buy button, because I was only risking about 3 cents a share. So with about 6 minutes to the opening bell, MNK is still a leading gapper, but I'm not that interested in it. If MNK can break over 240, I could take a scalp on it, but the top of the gap is at 244, so it has this gap on the daily chart. So I think the game plan today is going to be to watch the high day Momo scanners. Obviously, preference is on SPACs, reverse splits. Those have been sort of the best recently, and something like PSQH will still be on watch. There's a couple others that have been strong like it. So, keep those charts on watch in case we get a break. Maybe a little choppy at first, but if they start to pull away and it becomes obvious and we get that first green candle on the daily, that could give us a nice move. So that's the game plan here with about 3.5 minutes to the opening bell. Reminder for those tuning in, as always, trading is risky. My results aren't typical, and there's no guarantee you'll find success. Whether you trade on your own, you'll learn from me. So take it slow, manage your risk, practice in a simulator, and don't try to blindly follow me or anyone else. I'll see you guys back here first thing tomorrow morning.